Hi-ho! Hello everybody! Welcome to Wednesday. Hope you're doing well. Now we're in October. Alex, good morning. Nice to see you. Can you make sure that you're also in Blackboard as well, please? Just in case, because I do sometimes do things over there. But so just normal routine is to make sure you sign into both Blackboard and into live as well. So hello, good morning everybody. So any news from last time I saw you guys? I saw a couple pictures from the field trip on Monday, so I'm so sorry I couldn't make it. I had an all-day conference-y kind of thing I had to go to, but how was it? Happy birthday. Is it your birthday today, Alexis? Happy birthday. That's awesome. That's good. Sorry. You got sick when it was in, yeah. Oh, that's sad. It's especially with those goggles on. Those are quite interesting to move around in. Lots of kids in October, birthdays. I'm assuming you mean, yeah. October can be quite busy. I have a lot of friends that are in kind of November, and then when you hit July is insane. The amount of birthdays in that month too. It's kind of nice having your birthday on today, right? So you get to see everybody. That's awesome. You have 3 birthdays this week. Holy cow. That's crazy. It's not my birthday. It's my unbirthday. You can celebrate my unbirthday. It's awesome. That's amazing. Cool. Okay. Anything special that's gone on with you guys in the last little while since I saw you last week? It's been a whole entire week. It's crazy. Anything cool? You were supposed to be born in July, but I was born in a month. Oh my gosh, that's preemie. Oh, you must have been a little tiny little thing. Nice. So my husband and I, we put in our IKEA kitchen cabinets, and it was fun. We had to take out all of the old cabinets, which were literally built in, and they're massive chunks, like not just like one cabinet at a time. It was like 3 or 4 put together, and they're these heavy things, and oh, you're pretty light, yeah. And so we took all those out, and oh, I know, I love IKEA, it's so good. So we finally took everything out, and then the flooring, they had put new flooring down. So underneath all of these cabinets had old flooring, but the new flooring was like probably half an inch higher up, so we had to add the flooring in, and so that was fun. And then while my husband was cutting and doing all that, I had to sand all the entire wall, because what ended up happening was they sort of had, it's kind of like a wallpaper that was behind all the kitchen cabinets, but since then they painted, but they painted around the cabinets. So we had this, oh my gosh, it was so tacky, this white and all these flowery kind of wallpaper stuff, and then we had kind of a lighter yellow paint. So I had to sand everything down, and then I repainted, and then I had to put a second coat on, because on Saturday we're putting everything up on the walls for IKEA. So it was 2 in the morning on Friday. That was my fun Friday night. Took that long to get everything all done and finished, and wiping the walls down because they were just gross. Other people, you know, sometimes they just don't clean up their messes. And yeah, so we did that, and then Saturday, Sunday, I'm not kidding you, I built so many IKEA cabinets for the kitchen. It was not enjoyable. Towards the end, I was having such a hard time. My arm was so tired from like turning the screwdriver. So finally at the end, I couldn't even tighten them anymore. And I said to my husband, I'm like, okay, the screw is in. Can you just go and tighten it more for me? Because I was getting so tired. My palms had bruised, like kind of like blisters on them from like trying to get it in there, because sometimes it's not that easy. So yeah. Oh, I had big muscles to begin with, Belle. Come on. They actually have, what's really cool, they don't have an IKEA here. They said they won't. I read that, oopsies, I didn't mean to do that. I read that they are going to start looking at putting one on the East Coast, apparently, instead of trying to have like a ton of them over on this side. So, but what they do have is they have like an outpost here in Kelowna where you pay $79 and they deliver it, and you go and pick it up. So it's kind of cool for that. So yeah, that was entertaining. It's not done. They're not done at all. They're up. Yesterday I just put the shelves in, and then today I'm thinking of putting all the stuff back into the kitchen. We had to return one of them, and so it's not even going to be finished. And then our plumber's not here yet. He's hoping to come Friday, I think, or something. So we have no sink, so we're going to the bathroom, into the toilet, and not in the toilet, into the kitchen, and the sink, and into the tub, and doing everything there. Like I made, I'm Ukrainian, so I had pierogies, so I took some and I had to rinse them out and dump the water. So I'm carrying this pot of boiling hot pierogi water and everything, and I'm taking it into the bathtub and then putting it through the little sieve and colander, and oh yeah, it's a little bit of a gong show right now, but you know. Gotta do what you gotta do. It looks really nice though. It looks so much better. But yeah. Okay. So I just want to double check. Do I have a Josh yet here? No Josh yet. I think I saw Lindsay popped in there. Is she there? Yep, perfect. And let's see. And Jess G, yep, there she is, perfect. Yes, and not yet. And Dean, do I have Dean? Yeah, okay, looking good, looking good. Okay, all right, so looking at the calendar. Today art lessons are happening, so from 1 till 3 at the Kelowna Art Gallery. So hopefully you're attending that. Wicked Witch, I know. Wicked Witch is awesome. Okay, and then tomorrow is a continuation of the climbing gym. So some of you guys did that. How many of you guys went last week to the rock climbing? Good. Yeah, so Emily did. Do we need to bring anything to the art? You know what? It doesn't say that, so I don't think so. I'm sure Mr. Fender would put on there if you needed to bring something. Sorry, I got a hair somewhere. It's driving me nuts. Yeah, so rock climbing tomorrow's continuation, and Mrs. Millard, who is a teacher here, she is rock climbs a lot. So it's like someone that, you know, plays a sport or something. This is one of her hobbies, so she's helping out a lot there and getting everyone involved in that, which is good. So, morning, Lindsay. Okay, so you get ink on your clothes. Oh, for painting, yeah. So yeah, definitely be careful with your clothes when you are going to the art gallery. So yeah, that's good advice. Awesome. And then coming up next week, there is Monday. No school on Monday. Volunteering for the food bank, so the information's there. It's such a great opportunity to be able to help others and see how many people are actually in need and how important it is to care for each other and make sure we're helping people out that are less fortunate than us. And then on the Friday is Macmillan Farms. So it looks like you guys get cookies and hot chocolate, hay rides, you get to pet some animals. So cute. And do that kind of stuff. So that's next week. So a couple really cool things happening next week, and it's technically a 4-day week again. So it's awesome. Okay. Yes, the website has changed. I just found that out last night, actually really kind of funny. I left school, I came back home, and all of a sudden, boom, I'm like, something just happened. So I thought I screwed up and put the wrong address in or something. So then I closed it and opened it up again, and then I saw an email saying that it's changed. And so yeah, it's, I don't know how it looks on your end, but it definitely has a huge change on our end. So, but change is good, donkey. Okay, so remember, no class on Monday, and need to point this out to you guys. Next week, we are supposed to have class on Wednesday, but Mrs. Ward, I believe she brought this up to you guys yesterday, that you guys are going on a little bit of a field trip, so we're kind of swapping. So you guys will be with me from 9 till 11 on Tuesday next week. The class will be recorded, yeah, we try to record all the time. We just had on Thursday that little hour-and-a-half class or hour class that I had with you guys there. Something glitched on the YouTube end of things, and so it didn't record, but yeah, they're normally recorded, so that's good. The farm thing is on next Friday. Yeah, okay. So yeah, so just make sure the live classroom's fine, because you would do that for English or for math, but just make sure for the Blackboard that you're signing into my Blackboard. So it's on the calendar, guys. So all of this stuff that I show you is on the calendar in Moodle there. So, but the farm is 11 till 12. Okay. All right. So today's plan. We're going to look at some of the questions from the learning guide that you guys had to submit. We are getting close to, we're pretty much, we're done the unit. So we're getting to the point where we're ready to have kind of accumulating test here. So we're going to do a little bit of Kahoot review. So you can use your computer or your phone to do that. I'm going to start the next unit, which is polynomials. This is like, I can't tell you how excited, I love this unit. I don't know what it is about polynomials, but it's just, I have so much fun with them. Like I was doing some of the answer keys last night, and it's just, I enjoy it. I don't know, I'm a math geek that way. So I'm gonna have some work time. I'm gonna talk about the test and the guidelines for the test. And then when we're over, you're gonna have just a little quiz on a little bit looking at the negative exponents a little bit more, making sure you guys are ready for that, okay? So keep in mind that we are working on our growth mindset, and we're working on making sure that we are creating positive pathways in our brain. So saying that, yes, the test is coming, I am going to do my best to be prepared for it, right? So using those words versus I hate tests, oh my gosh, I'm freaking out, you'll be fine, okay? So just try to create those positive words in your mind for that. Okay, so we are going to look at questions from the learning guide. So I have it here for you. Does anybody want me to go over any of these in particular? Okay. Does anyone want me to go over any questions in the learning guide for you? So there was, this part was pretty basic. Anyone need any of these two, one of them looked at at all? 8B. Okay. All right. So 8B. Okay, actually, I'm glad you brought this up. I'm going to do another quick reminder because it is going to come up in the polynomials, how to just reminding you guys how to subtract integers, especially when one of them is a negative integers. Okay, so 8B, 18D. Don't let me forget Angeline, I'll get to that in a sec. Okay, so we have 5 to the power of -6, and we have 5 to the power of -3. Okay, so when we're doing these ones, guys, because they have the same base, we can use those little exponent laws that we've been learning to combine the exponents. So here, I'm just going to do a little sub thing over here. This is just kind of showing you the work that I would be doing in my head. I'm going to take the -6, and I'm going to add on the -3. Because that's the law when they have the same bases and we're multiplying, that you add the exponents. And when you're adding them, these two guys are on the same team. So because they're on the same team, they're going to join forces, so they're negative, and then the answer is 9. So it would be 5 to the power of -9. So one thing I want to actually point out to you guys, actually two things. One, when I was marking some of your stuff, so what I do is, I know there's answer keys attached to all this stuff, but I end up doing the questions myself just to make sure, because answer keys are not always reliable. And so that being said, when I went through and did it myself, I noticed that there was an error or two on some of the answer keys. So when I go and mark your stuff and then I see that you're doing the exact same error that's on the answer key, it kind of just gets me wondering. I'm just really hoping that you guys are actually doing the work and trying it and making sure you understand. You get it wrong, that's fine. But just make sure that you're not putting 100% faith in the answer key. They're 99% accurate, right? So keep that in mind. But when I go and look at your guys' responses to that one particular question, and I see that almost all of you got the wrong answer because that's the answer that was in the answer key, it just kind of gets me wondering. So just make sure that you guys are doing what's best for your learning. And if I don't think copying answers or just assuming that that answer is right and changing yours to match the answer key is necessarily the right thing to do. It's better to not understand, ask help, get clarification, and really try to make sure that you do get the concept versus going, oh, I'm wrong, and then changing the answer, right? So just keep that in mind, okay? All right, so did that help you? I can't even remember who asked me that question. Does that help? I really wanted to hear what you were going to say, but my thing isn't loading and I can't. Oh, sorry, Sean. I do the questions, then I look at the answer at the end if I got anything wrong. Yeah, yeah. So it's just about you. Like I'm not your parents, I'm not your boss, I'm not anything like that. So if you choose to just do the answer keys or whatever, then that's your choice. But I just noticed that. I just wanted to kind of point that out. Okay, so I'm assuming whoever answered that question, which was 8B, we're good. So then we had 18, I think it was D. There we go, perfect. Okay, 18D. So what I am going to do is, give me a second guys, I'm going to snip this question. Okay, and I'm going to put it into a new page. Here we go. Okay, so 18D. So this question is, always look at the very furthest part, do little parts at a time. I know I keep saying that, but it's really important. So this guy here is the negative exponent. So right away with its negative, I have to find the what of it. What do I have to find if it has a negative exponent? Reciprocal, you betcha. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually flip it right now and get that negative out of the way so I don't have to worry about it. So I have 3x to the negative 3, y to the 3, over 4x to the negative 2, y to the negative 1. And now instead of the negative, it's now gone, okay? So this one I'm just going to rewrite like so. And it's still to the power, oopsies, power of 3, okay? So this next step is, there's a couple different ways of doing it, so you can kind of do it this way if you want. What I would do is I would now start getting rid of these exponents, because technically that is the easiest, and it's also sort of kind of the Bedmassey rules. So what this means is that I'm going to take the 2 and I am going to apply it. It's knocking at the door and it wants to say hi to every single part in that fractional brackets, okay? So it wants to say hi to everything, so I'm going to get it to go visit because it's knocking at the door, okay? So I end up getting 3 to the power of 2. I have x. Now when it's a knocking at the door law, what do I do with the two exponents? So the negative 3 and the 2, do I subtract them, add them, multiply them, divide them, do something? What do I do with them? Yes, thanks, Cass. So I multiply them. So negative 3, a negative times a positive gets me a negative, okay? So that's going to be negative 6. And then I have y to the power of positive 6. And I still have to visit the bottom. So I get 4 to the power of 2. X to the power of negative 4, and y to the power of negative 2, okay? So now what I'm going to do is worry about the other side. Let me know if you have a question with anything I just did there. Hopefully that's good. Okay, so now I'm going to knock at the door. I'm not going to draw everything in, but so basically I'm knocking at the door with a 3. So it's going to be 2 to the power of 3. X to the power of negative 12. Remember, we're multiplying, okay, for those ones. Y to the power of 6 over 6 to the power of 3, x to the power of negative 9, and y to the power, what is that, negative 3. Okay? So now what I need to do is start simplifying. And it's your choice how you want to simplify. I had some people come in on Thursday for math help, which was fantastic. Thanks for coming in, ladies. There was a few of you guys. And one of the things that I think you guys will find easier is doing with fractions, you multiply across. So, and before I show you that, always try to do an easier question and see what you would do on an easier question and then apply it to the hard one. So when you look at this one, you're like, oh my gosh, there's letters, there's exponents, there's negatives, there's like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Go back and go, okay, what would I do if it was just this? What would I do there? Actually, let's make that a 2. I know that's not a reduced fraction, but What would you do? You multiply across, so you get 2 over 12. So that's what you would do in this one. So that's what you would do in the harder question, is just take everything and multiply across. So I'm going to bring it up there. So if I multiply across, I'm going to show you kind of step by step here. I'm going to take this guy, which is a 9, and this guy, which is an 8, and I'm going to combine those two together. 9 times 8 is 72. I am going to then take my x base of a -6 and my x base exponent of -12. I'm going to add those together. So -6 plus -12, they're on the same team, so it's -18. Then I'm going to do the y to the 6 and the y to the 6. They have the same bases. When they're next to each other multiplying, I add them, so I get y to the 12. So I finished the top. Is everyone understanding what I just did there with the numerator stuff? Okay, so then I just do the bottom. So 4 squared, I'm going to change my color here. 4 squared is 8, and 6 to the power of 3 is 216. And I did not bring my calculator. There it is. So what am I doing? 2, 6, where's my menu key? There's my menu key. You know what? I might. Okay. 216 times, what was it, 16? 3, 4, no, whoops. This is the only problem with multiplying numbers like this across, is that you get quite big numbers, and when you go to reduce, it's going to be a little harder. So I don't recommend it necessarily, but I think you guys would find it easier to multiply across. You can do the exponents or the coefficients differently if you want, so it's up to you. So then I have the -4 and the -9. I'm going to add them together, which is a -13. I have y base -2, y base -3, and I add those together, I get -5. Okay. Alexis, why did you put a 1? Just curious. Okay, so now I have everything on the numerators have been simplified, combined together, and same thing in the denominator. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to simplify between the top and the bottom, okay? So I didn't think you did, I just wanted to double check. So I don't even know, I would have to sit and figure that one out myself. I think it reduces down to 1 over 48. So I think 72 goes into that 48 times, something like that. So this becomes a 1 and this becomes a 48. All right, so I'm just going to do that right now, and then I'm going to look at that later. So we have this negative and this negative. We subtract them, so everybody watch. -18 subtract -13. Okay, I have chosen this to be the first number, which means that my answer is going to go wherever that number is, which means in the numerator spot. Now, I had to remind a couple of you guys about how to do these, and I think I've gone over it before. I'm going to do it again. It never hurts. So it's a 2-step process. You change. Subtraction isn't fun. We like if we can change it to addition. Same with division. Remember, we do the kiss and flip. It's nice to go back to multiplying. So we're going to change this to make it a little bit more user-friendly. I'm not going to go into the background information. That was kind of grade 7 stuff. So just a reminder. 2 steps. Step number 1, you change subtraction to addition. That's step number 1. Step number 2 is the number that is after it. You look at the sign and you change it to the opposite. So right now it is a -13. So when I change it to the opposite, it becomes a +13. Okay? So I think that's where some of you guys are making mistakes with your exponent when you're subtracting them, is because you're kind of forgetting that 2 steps that you need to do. All right, so with this one now, so we have 2 teams. We have a negative team and a positive team. Negative wins by 6 people, okay? So I have 1 on the top. I have x to the power of -6. And then I'm going to look at my y's now. So I have 12 subtract -5, remembering the rules, change subtraction to addition, change the sign to the opposite of the number that follows. So that becomes y to the 17 over 48. What is wrong? I have to do one more steps. I can't even see I'm not even seeing your guys' cameras, so. What is the step I'm missing? Why do I have to bring the x down? -6, right? So what happens when I bring it down into the denominator spot? What happens? What happens when I bring it down into the denominator spot? Yeah, that's exactly it. So for the most part, try to keep your exponents positive. So the x, do I have to put this 1 here? Do I actually have to write the 1 on the top? No, because I have other things on the top, so we don't have to do that. So I'm just going to go y to the 17. I put the 48 and I bring the x down, and because I moved it from the top to the bottom or vice versa, whatever it is, it now becomes, sorry, I'm blocking it now, Merle, the answer there. So now it becomes positive. So here is the answer for that. So hopefully, I think that was Angelina's question. Hopefully that helped you with that. Okay. Good. Okay. Any other questions? I'm going to go back. Any other questions from the learning guide people? Anything you want me to do? 14b. 14. Oh, that looks really fun. Sorry, I'm having a hard time looking at that version. I got to see what it is on my paper. 14b. Okay. So with this one, all they want you to do is move the bases to get the exponents to be positive. So right now, this is a -2. If I move it to the bottom, it becomes +2. Okay. This is a -5. I move it to the bottom, it becomes +5. The 3 stays, and the x is negative right now. If I move it to the top, it becomes positive. That's all they really wanted you to do. So as soon as you move 1 from the top to the bottom, it's positive, and when you move it the other way, it also becomes positive as well. Okay, and I think there was something else, 18e. Okay, so 18e, what's the first thing I want to do to make this question a little bit easier when I'm doing this one? What do I want to do to simplify it? Oh, something's going on with you, Caitlin. I can see all your stuff going on there. What do I need to do to E, 18E? What do I need to do first before I even start worrying about exponents or anything? I want to do something to simplify that question a little bit more. What do I want to do? Yeah, I want to kiss and flip it, right? So I'm going to take 4, this stays. I don't need, oh, that's supposed to be a 5. That's not supposed to be a 2. And the 3b, kiss and flip. And now we get back to kind of a typical question we're used to. Now, the last question that I mentioned to you guys, that sometimes multiplying those coefficients, those whole numbers and stuff in front of the variables. Oh, he said D? So I swear someone said E. I thought someone wanted E as well. Yeah, Alexis wanted 18E, so I'll do E right now. Okay. So when you multiply those coefficients, sometimes you actually get, you have to wait your turn, Sean, okay? Girls first, hello. You sometimes get those big numbers and it gets hard to reduce them. So I reduce them here. I reduce them at this stage and make them, and then you can multiply across with your variables. So I'm going to show this other way that you can do it, because some of you guys might prefer this. So I know 3 goes into 3 once and 3 goes into 12 4 times. And that's all I can simplify. Or I could have made it 48 on the top, 3 in the bottom, and then try to figure out all that kind of stuff, okay? So now I'm going to multiply across, so I get 16. There is no same bases on the top. So I just rewrite them like this. I don't need to put the 1. I got a squared and I have a b. So now what I need to do is try to simplify them. So I'm going to do the a's. So 16 stays on the top, becomes a to the power of 3 because you subtract. And b, subtract b, they disappear, and so you're left with that as the answer. Okay? All right. And that's the last question. No one else wanted anything. That's funny. I already did that question D. That's what I just did right there for you guys. Look how pretty that is. That is like magical math happening on that screen right now. It is colorful. It is beautiful. It is just a masterpiece of mind-melding awesomeness. It's great. I know. All right. So, sorry, I digressed. All right. Any other questions? I think I'm ready to move on here with you guys. So, all right. So, the negative exponents. So basically, looking at some of this stuff here, changing negatives, getting it so it's positive, flipping it. That's sort of what you'll be looking at on the quiz, and then trying to move from the top to the bottom and making it so it's positive. So that's roughly kind of what you guys will be doing with that. Okie dokie. So I want to play Kahoot. So you guys need to go to that. You guys, nope, need to go here. Here we go. Okay, Kahoot. So I need you to go to that address. I don't care if you do it on your phone, if you do it on your laptop, doesn't matter to me. Just make sure you can hear me and have access to Blackboard, all that kind of stuff. Go to that site. You are going to type in, as soon as I show it to you, you're going to type in the code. Give me a check mark if you have played Kahoot before. I should double check that first. Just put an X2 if you haven't. That way it's just a little bit easier visual. How many of you guys have it? Okay. Pretty good, pretty good. Okay. Pretty easy to get to know about it. So, oh good, you have played with Ms. Ward. Excellent. So what happens is on the screen I'm going to give you a code. So when you're in this Kahoot site, you type in the numbers and it'll take you to the game that I'm going to play with you. And what is going to happen, a question is going to appear, and after the question is done, it's going to give you 4 options. It's going to be colored options, and each color represents an answer. And you have to pick the right answer. And you get points for speed and accuracy of the answer. So if you answer wrong quickly, not as good as, you know, answering correctly with a little more time. So yeah, and the questions have some varying times. So the harder the question, they give you more time to do it. I know time is a little bit of stressor, but this is fun. There's nothing associated with this. So if you run out of time, just do your best guess with what you think it is. And not the first, we're going to do 3 little ones. Not the first 2, I'm really not going to go over them after. I might just talk about it during. But the last one I have written down some of the questions. So make note when we get to the 3rd one, if you're like, oh my gosh, I don't understand that question, and then I can go over those with you. Okay? So, Kahoot. Everyone go to that site. Hopefully you guys are there. And there is your first number. So you need to type that in. And when you guys name yourself, it needs to be appropriate and no symbols. Appropriate and no symbols. Okay, so try to be somewhat close to your name. It just would be awesome just to be able to see what's happening. Okay. Thank you. There we go. Okay, how many people do I have today? I have 20, so I'm going to be looking for 20 of you. We're getting there. Kaylin, you're like capitals. You're like, it's me. I'm here. Awesome. Okay. Still missing a few, I think. The questions vary, Cass, for how long it goes for. So it just all depends. Okay. All right. We're still waiting on a couple people to get in. And I am going to clear that now. Okay. Where are we at here, people? Who am I waiting on? Who am I? Yeah, they're math. Of course they're math questions. Come on. Math's the best subject ever. Of course it's going to be math questions. I should have 20 because I have 20, or it might be 19. I don't know if it counts. I think it counts the Wicked Witch. So let me just do a quick add. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh, so it must count me. Okay, I think, yep. I think we're good now. I think it counts the Wicked Witch as 1. Does that count? Okay, I'm going. Stop me if I'm missing somebody. Okay. Okay. Oh, I do have 20. Okay, perfect. Good. All right. So here we go. You guys probably have a piece of paper and pencil, just in case you have to do some work, if you're not prepared to do it all in the mind. All right. Okay. Here we go. Are you ready? There's 16 questions. Question number 1. State the base exponent coefficient in the following power. So B stands for base, E stands for exponent, C stands for the variable. Three, two, get your answers in, get your answers in. All right, so answer is yellow. So the base is the x, exponent is the 4, and the coefficient is the -3. So some of you guys picked this one as -3 as a you didn't notice that it was -3 as a coefficient, and the x is only the base there, okay? It was blocked. Oh, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, next question. All right, we have 2 people. Okay, hopefully you guys can get in this time. Here we go. What power does the picture represent? Is it something squared, cubed, squared, or 4 times 4? Which one? Get your answers in. You got 12 seconds. Like I said, if you don't know, just start guessing. Oh, not bad. Good. It's cube. So that shape was a cube, right? So that's a cube shape. So it would be 4 to the power of 3 on that one. All right. So we have some people still in the lead. Here we go. We have some people catching up. Fantastic. Find the answer. They both have the same basis. So all you have to do is worry about the exponents. Find the answer. What's the exponent? You might have to use a calculator. You guys are scrambling. You're like, oh my God, where's my calculator? What is the answer? It's 5 to the power of 5. So which number would that be? It's probably going to be quite big. Which one is it? Okay, there we go. 5 to the power of 5. Next one. Oh, new leader. Number 1's dropped down to 3. I don't think they were in that last one. Yeah. Okay, which one is larger? 4 squared or 2 to the power of 4? So you might have to do some mental stuff there. 4 squared, you can find out the answer. 2 to the power of 4, what's the answer? Are they the same or are they different? Okay, 5 seconds. Woohoo! They are the same. 4 squared is 16, and then 2 to the power, so 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16. Excellent! Ooh, another new leader. Okay, we have a lot of movement going on here. So if x is -2, what is the answer? You put in -2, you square it, times it by the 5, and then subtract 3. So they give you a little more time here. So -2 squared times 5 minus 3. 10 seconds left. Boom! We got 5 of you got that. So if I put -2 in here, I get 4. -2 squared is 4. 4 times 5 is 20. 20 minus 3 is 17. 18. Okay, next one. Still got same leader. Same bases. Same bases, add the exponents. What do you get? Oh yeah, look at those answers fly in. You guys are just like, yeah, I know this. Awesome, fantastic. So a couple of you guys multiplied those. Remember, you only multiply when it's knocking at the door and he wants to visit everyone. That's when you multiply. Okay. Alex, you're still holding the lead. Hey, Hallie, you're there. You're there. This one's quick. This is going to be fast. Get those answers. Get those points. Go, 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 go. Oh, look. You're awesome. That was awesome. It is a 1. So remember, anything to the power of 0 is a 1. Okay. Ooh, dethroned. Okay. Same basis. So what would that x have to be to get to 12? So 4 plus what gets you 12? And that's what the value is going to be, because remember, you add the exponents, so 4 plus something gets you 12. Time is up. Good. Good job, guys. All right. She's maintaining the lead right now. I think Kaylin's moved up a little bit. Same bases. What do you do with the exponents? Seven seconds. That's all good if you messed up. This is not a big deal, you guys. It's just a fun little review game. Nice. Good job, guys. So you just add those together. You guys are hopefully gotten a few of them have been adding up. Okay. So what would, same kind of question, just x is in the front now. What would it have to be so that something plus 9 gets you 9? Those answers should be flying in. There we go. There we go. A few people missing. Excellent. Yes, it can't be a 1 because remember we add them together. So that would be 1 plus 9. So that would have to make this one 10, which is not correct. So it has to be a 0. And everyone's like, yeah, but then it makes the m 1. Well, yeah, it does. But what's 1 times that mysterious missing 1 here? It's 1. So it doesn't change the answer at all. So it definitely is 0. Oh, that got some of you. Nice. Dean's like snuck up to the lead. I don't even know where you were before that. Okay, we're dividing now. So think about what you do to the exponents when you're dividing. Oh, you guys were like fast with that one. Oh my gosh, everyone that responded got that. That's amazing. Yes, you subtract them. Well done. All right, we got some maintaining a lead there. Another one, practicing. What do we do? What's the answer? Sometimes it's just hard trying to find where the answer is and try to get it quick, even though you know what it is. Keep getting stuck at 17. I think 3 people are not. So the people who are not playing, I need you playing. Because if everyone has the answer done at like 20 seconds, it sits and waits for the 3 other people that have signed in. So just start answering. It doesn't matter if your points are low. It doesn't matter if you get it right or wrong. Just need you guys answering. Yeah. So 3 subtract 3 is 0. So it's definitely going to be that one. All right. Okay, so what does x have to be? So remember, we're subtracting. So something subtracts 6 gets you 18. So hopefully I get 20 responses on this one because I think there's 20 people playing, unless someone got accidentally kicked out or anything like that. Excellent. Okay. Look at those points. Another one. There's no exponent there, or is there? What exponent is above that 1m? What is it? There we go, good. It's a 1, so 4 subtract 1 is 3. Same couple people, excellent. Okay, get the answer in your head, find it quickly, go, 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 go. Where is it? Is it this one? Is it this one? Is it this one? 6 to the power of 2. Oh, what's this one? Remember, you have to go in order with the subtracting. It's okay, Caitlin, don't worry about it. So 0 subtract 3. That is incorrect. The answer is green. That's a wrong answer. Sorry, guys. I assume the answers were correct on that one. Okay, podiums. There we go. Number 1 snuck up above Dean. Who is Kate? Oh, is that Caitlin? Awesome, good job. Then Dean and Alexis, look at, you guys are super close, these two. 3rd and 4th were really, really close. That's awesome. Good job. Okay, we're gonna do another one. So here's your new code. Type in that code. Again, names appropriate, no symbols. Yeah, I know. If you don't get there fast, you can totally, your place value changes really quickly on that. Okay, so new game, type in your number. Okay, what was that one name? Where is that? Sean. Nice, Sean. That's awesome. You're like a jokester today. Like, what's going on, hey? Okay. Oh, she like put her first and last name in there. Okay. We got 16. I'm trying to be creative with your name. This is awesome. All right, 17. Oh, what? No capitals this time, Kaylin. You a little bored this time? You're like, eh. Don't want to do that. Okay, am I only doing 17 players now? What's going on? That's what I thought I should have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I should have 18 people. So 2 people need to get in, whoever they are. 1 more. Who am I missing? I wish that thing would get out of my way. Slade, are you in? Okay. Slade, I need you to get in there. Okay, we're going to go with 17. All right, here we go. It's 12 questions. Ready? What do you do? Exponents. Some more practice the better. X to the power of what? They've put some tricks in there. Some tricks. Okay, so remember that you are adding the exponents, so it should be x to the power of 8. Excellent. Cassandra, you're in the lead. Okay, knocking at the door. All right, so y to the power of what? So remember, when it's knocking at the door, you multiply. So 5 times 3. I wish I could tell how many players I had, because now it's not going over at 17. There we go. 5 times 3 is 15. Excellent. Cassandra! Oh, only by 12 points over Angelina. She wasn't happy with that 4th finish. She's moving up. Okay, this is division. So please note, this is division. There's that line in the middle. So what do you do with the exponents when it's division? All right. Excellent. It is 12 subtract. So even though you're dividing, you subtract the exponents. Good. Oh, she made it. Nice. She's moved up in the world. Bryn's on your tail. Okay, now we're multiplying. So what do you do with the exponents when you multiply? So this has a negative exponent. -3 plus 5. They're on different teams. What team wins and how, by how much? Okay. W to the power of 2 it is. So -3, adding 5. So team positive wins by 2. Oh, maintaining the lead. We have a couple people have popped up there. Oh, we have coefficients now. So have a look at the coefficient. What does the coefficient have to be? And then what do you do to the exponents? So with the coefficients, you multiply them as normal, and then with the exponents, you add them. This one gave you a little more time. Actually gave you a lot of time on this one. It's blue. I don't think so, Caitlin. You know what? Yeah, no. You probably pushed red. Just bugging you. Your phone won't let you click on it. Oh my goodness. It's coming up. Okay. There we go. Excellent. So it's 2 times 3 is 6, and then 7 plus the 3 is 10. Oh my goodness. Kaylin has moved up in the world. This is division. Don't forget it's dividing. So 15 divided by 3, and then what do you do the exponents when you are dividing? You have 1 minute to get this answer. People just came to my door. Did you answer it? Or you're ignoring them? You're like, excuse me, I'm doing math right now, so I can't talk to you. All right, another 30 seconds. See if you can get this. So 15 divided by 3. That's going to be your coefficient, and then you subtract the exponents. Yes, I could see me. That's awesome. Okay. We're getting there. I think we need that 18th person to answer the question. Time is up. Excellent. Most of you guys did well on that. So yes, 15 divided by 3 is 5. And then 9 subtract 3 is 6 for the exponent. Kaylin's maintaining that lead. Cassandra came back up again. All right, a little more work, so there's going to be a little more time. 1 minute. Multiply the exponents, or sorry, multiply the coefficients and add the exponents. All right, so when you multiply the exponents, make sure you have that negative involved. So 3 times -5. And it really only leaves one answer. Excellent. Oh my God, all 18 people are playing. This is fantastic. Okay, good job, guys. And then you add 2 plus the 3 is opponent 5, and 5 plus 2 is 7. Who do you have? Did it. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, it's a division again. So 14 divided by -2. And then you subtract the exponents. Someone got that answer super quick. Hopefully it's the right answer. You speed demon you. Oh, this one I gave you less time. This seems like it's the same amount of time as the other one. Yeah, that was a quick time one on that one. The other ones they're giving lots of time. So 14 divided by -2 is -7. And 2 plus 1 is, oh, sorry, subtracting. 2 minus 1 is 1, so it's a to the power 1. And 6 minus 3 is 3. Let's see. You guys ready? Ooh, new leader. We have Alex. Okay, knocking at the door. Remember, it knocks at the door with the coefficient as well. Knocks at the door with coefficient as well. So 3 to the power of 2. And then you multiply your exponents after that. I know Cassandra H, that answer, that was a pretty quick one. This one they're giving more time on this one. The other one probably should have been the other way around. Okay, let's get all 18 of you guys. We're missing a couple. Let's see what you do with 30 seconds. So 3 squared, is it 6 or is it 9? Those are your two options. The x to the power 4 is exact same. Then you have to decide, is it y to the 9 or y to the 14? There we go, excellent. Okay, so we have a little confusion with the red and the green answers. So remember, when it's 3 to the power of 3, it means 3 times 3, right? It's not 3 times 2, it's 3 times 3, so it's 9. I think that's where most of you guys made your mistake. And then it's 7 times 2, it's not 7 plus 2. So remember, knocking at the door is that whole thing. All right, let's see. Alex, there you are. Oh, look at, you have a 9 answer streak, Alex. Holy cow. And then you have a flame next to your name. Look at that. You're on fire. That's awesome. Okay, why is my mouse moving weird? Okay, there we go. Next one, go. -5 times -5 times -5. No, it was 3 to the power of 2, so it means 3 times 3. It means you take 2, you write the 3 twice. So 3 to the power of 2 is 2u. Okay. It's giving you lots of time, I think probably just for the multiplying of the -5 to the power of 3. So remember, it's -5 times -5 times -5. So you write the base 3 times. Aw. Caitlin, I'm sure your competitors are probably sad that you pushed the wrong one. Aw. You'll find out in a second when you get all the answers. Okay. 2 people, there we go. Nicely done. Most of you guys got that. So yes, it is not a fraction because it is not a negative exponent for the -3 there in terms of this outside one. So -3 times -3 times -3, and that's -125, and that's the only one with that answer. Perfect. Here we go. Oh, ooh, you got a 6 streak going on there. You're like fire too, and Alex is on fire. Everyone's on fire. Okay, remember the power is 0. What happens there? And then so what happens with the exponents now? We're multiplying the bases. What is it? One of them's definitely out. It has a coefficient, so that one's out. Nothing there has a coefficient, so we don't want that. Do we multiply? Do we keep the 0 or keep it at 2? Good. All right, waiting on one person. What do you do with those exponents? Perfect. Yeah, good job, guys. So this makes this a 1. By having y to the power 0, that makes it a 1. So that disappears, right? So now you just have 5, and then you're going to add on -3. So if I have $5 and I spend $3, I have 2 left, right? So y to the power of dos. Dos, there we go. We have the 2 people that have been on fire now in first and second. Okay, this one's going to be a little longer. It is a -4 is the exponent. -4. So you guys have a minute 30. Go. right, about 30 seconds. Hopefully you guys remember to flip it. So now the number's on the bottom. -2 times -2 times -2 times -2. You should get a 16 on the bottom. The W is an 8. -8, sorry, so you want that. And then the Y is a +12. That has an error as well. That one has an error too. I'm going to have to fix that one too. So I am going to flip it over in a second. So what it should be, so when I multiply the W, the 2, and the -4 together, that should be -8. So that means the W should be on the top so that it's a positive. So the yellow actually isn't even right. So it should be, yeah. Yeah, so I will fix that question. All right, sorry guys, that was an error. So okay, I just need to flip next so I can see what question number that is. All right, that was the last question. That's good to know. Okay, so last question, I got to fix that one. Here we go. Boom, we have Alex and fire. Dylan, Hallie, Cassandra. Look at you guys, good job. Okay, last one. We're going to do one more. This one you definitely are going to have a little bit more time to do this. There's going to be, they're questions that have a little bit more like that last one. You're going to be flipping and doing stuff like that, okay? So get yourself set up. We're going to be doing this one here. Again, appropriate names. I should have 18 names going in there. Okay. Mumer? Mumer? Who's Mumer? In Blackmore, who's Mumer? I'm just curious, who is that? Mumer. Oh, you're changing it? Oh, did you change it or is it just off my screen now? Oh no, you're still there, good. Emily! Awesome. Who's Mumer? In Blackboard, tell me who's Mumer. You can send me a private chat. You don't want anyone to know it's you. Sean, you sassy cat. Is that your nickname, Cassie? Are you sassy? Oh, come on. Who is coming in as me, you little cheat? You better do well. All right, 2 more people here. Bella's great. Excellent. 2 more people I'm waiting on. 2 more. All right. The secret. All right. Oh, no, I need one more. Come on. Who's my person? Who am I missing? Who's the person missing? Get your name in, unless you're having problems. Tell me in Blackboard, because I'm waiting for you. I'm going to keep singing while I'm talking. La, 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 la. Who's my 18th person? Okay, I'm going to go, but I'm also going to double check, I think. Who's Mumer? There we go. All right, there we go. Okay, perfect. So these ones are a little bit harder, so you have a little more time to do this. You're going to simplify this. And please remember that if there's a question that is up here, so for example, if this one is like totally throwing you for a loop and you can't figure it out, make note of it. And so this is question number 1. And say, Ms. McInerney showed question, when we get to question time, if you need me to look over question number 1, I'll do that with you. Okay, 3 people working it out. Stop clicking the wrong one, Jess. Come on. All right, 2 other people left. So remember, you're adding the exponents, so 4 plus 6 for the A, and B is 3 plus the 2. So why is that not clicking out? I have 18 people. It should be. I don't know what's happening. It should, as soon as you get 18 people, it should be kicking us out, but obviously it's not. So it is going to be A to the power of 10 and B to the power of 5. Okay, so that's what we should get, and you guys rocked that question. Excellent. Oh yeah, you're doing the name proud. Good job. Okay, next one, simplify that one. What you get? They gave you way too much time on this one too. This one should be super quick. So remember, all you are is doing is adding the exponents together. So this is question number 2. Hopefully no one has questions on this one. I wonder if there's a way that I can get it to go now. Does anyone know? Is there a way, like now everyone's in, everyone's answer, for some reason it is not, this one is not changing it over right away. I wonder if there's a way I can make it go. I don't want to do anything because I don't want to wreck it. That skips the question. So the skip button just tells me we're not going to do that question at all. Good job, definitely, nicely done. Okay, oh, now you're down 4 points. Good job, Caitlin. Okay, simplify this one as well. This one will be a tiny bit more time. So remember what you do, you multiply everything on the outside to the stuff on the inside. So it's going to be -2 times -8. And then m to the power of 1, m to the power of 3. They are multiplying. There is no door knocking. It's just simple multiplication. So a negative times a negative. You should have that positive answer. There we go. Good job, guys. So it's going to be positive 16, because -2 times -8 is 16 positive. And m to the power 1, m to the power 3, I add those together and I get m to the power of 4. So hopefully I have a lot of people doing blue. I'm going to have to research how I can get that to go faster if I wanted to. Nicely done. Good. Remember, negative times a negative is a positive. So that was the only thing there. Yes, thank you. There you go. Okay, another one. Okay, division. Make sure you divide the exponent or the coefficients. And you are then doing something to the exponents. So 10 divided by 5. So that eliminates 2 of the answers. Make sure you're not subtracting those. And then the exponents you subtract. So x to the power of 4, subtract x to the power of 1. And y to the power of 7, subtract, you get y to the power of 4. I don't know who it is either. I'm thinking it's him too, but not sure. As long as he says Janelle is on fire, that's all good. All right, 2 more people left. So 10 divided by 5 is 2, and we have x to the power of 4, and we subtract x to the power of 1, so 4 minus 1 is x to the power of 3. And then we have the y's, y7, y5. We subtract 7 minus 5 is 2, so your answer should be the green one. So hopefully we have most of you guys doing the green. Remember, you don't subtract the coefficients. It's still division with the numbers. It's just kind of the law. Oh, nicely done. So I think that's what some of you guys did, was that you forgot 10 divided by 5 is 2. All right. Okay. Yes, look at that. Jocelyn is up there as well. Awesome. Okay, we're about halfway through. Lots of time to get up there. Okay, so same kind of question, just different numbers. So 18 divided by 6. 6 times what gets you 18? Subtract the exponents. So 18 divided by 6, you should have 3, and it's common for all of them. So now you got to figure out A, 1 minus 1. Should there be an A there? B, 6 minus 2, not adding. So when I go 1 minus 1, I get that 0, turns it to a 1, and that number is gone. So you should not have an A involved at all. And then when you subtract 6, subtract 2, you should have 4. So hopefully we're seeing most of us with the red answer. Might highlight. Oh, I don't want to wreck this. Okay, I'm going to have to experiment one time. So I'm wondering if I click this, if it takes us to the next one or something. Okay, so we're getting there. 3b to the power of 4. Thank you for your patience. I don't know why it's not having us go, but we're going to get that figured out. Okay, excellent. Good job on that one, guys. That was great. All right, Janelle, you're doing me proud there. That's good, that's good. Look at them. We got to me. Okay, 6 out of 11. Okay, a little more time here. Same process though. Divide the coefficients. This is question number 6. If you are confused at any point, you want me to show you this one. So this is question number 6. So 24 divided by 3, so it's not 21 because you're not subtracting them, so it's definitely going to be one of the 8s. Then you're going to go 3 minus 2 for the x's, so your x should be 2 power of what? Then you subtract the y's, 10 minus 9, and 18 minus 12. Okay. So 8's the coefficient, and if you're doing x to the 3 minus x to the 2, you get just x to the 1, so you should have nothing there. And then you have y to the 10, y to the 9, so you subtract those, and this would be y to the 1 as well. And z, 18, subtract 12 is 6, so your answer should be that lovely green guy there. And we'll see how many of you guys got that one. 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, nicely done. All right. Oh, Emily's on fire. Nice. Good job. Fire. It's way too much time for this one. But remember, it's knocking at the door. Both exponents have, or both variables have an exponent there, even though one's not showing. There is actually an exponent there, so don't forget that. So there's a 1 for the x, so that would be x 1 times 3, so x to the power of 3, and then you go 6 times 3 for the y, so that'd be y to the power of 18. So it should be number or blue. That's okay, Emily. Oh, you think you got it right? You think you got blue? Nice, there we go. There we go. 4 players have reached answer streak 3. Ooh, it's amazing. Okay, question number 8. So if you have problems with it, remember it's question number 8. Remember, everything is being visited by the person knocking at the door, like it was at Jessica's house. So the 4 goes to the coefficient 3 as well. So it means 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Okay, and then make sure that you have the exponents going to each one of the bases and those exponents. Does anyone know what 3 to the power 4 is without doing it in your calculator? Does anyone know? What is 3? Yeah, look at you go fast. So how I usually do it when it's like that, I go 3 times 3 is 9, and then the 3 times 3 is 9, so that's my 4 exponents, and then 9 times 9 is 81. Instead of going 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 3 is 27, and then going 27 times 3. So sometimes that gets hard, so try to join them together and make a nicer number that works. So 3 to the power 4, excellent, and you add those together, or multiply those together. I missed the question. So 7 times 4 is 28, and 4 times 1 is 4. Nice. That one caused a few problems there for some of you. Belle is great. She has made it up to number 2 spot. Question number 9, 3 to go. Okay. 4 x squared y to the power of 5, all of it to the power of 4. Okay, so 4 to the power 4 is definitely what you need to be doing there. So you have red or green as your options, and you're multiplying the exponents, so you get x squared, and so the 2 times the 4 is the 8. So definitely can't be blue. So we're looking at the red, just double checking, and 5 times 4 is 20. So the answer is red. The best color ever. All right. Oh, boom. Janelle's like been, it's like, oh. Okay, Janelle, you're rocking it. Ooh, this is question number 10. So if you need me to go over this one with you, I can. They gave you a lot of time. If they gave you like 2 minutes to do this one, I'll stop talking. Okay, so for this one, there's some similar bases happening here. So we have negative 3 to the power 2 and negative 3 to the power 4, so we can join those together. I know a lot of you are trying to actually do the numbers. So you would just go negative 3 to the power of 6 on that one. And then m to the power 5. And then you would do negative 3 to the power 6, negative 3 to the power 3 on the bottom. And you would subtract those. So you get negative 3 to the power of 3, and then you subtract the m's. And so m to the 5 minus m to the 2. So pretty close. Some of you guys actually worked it out, and they gave you both those answers as correct. So if you had those two, so that's perfect. So that's good. All right. Last question. Here we go, number 11. Kirsten and Alex, make sure you guys are in Blackboard as well. You guys seem to not be in Blackboard, but make sure you're in there, okay? So if you have a second, can you guys get yourself back in there? Just trying to figure out who I'm missing. Okay, so this one. So it's negative x to the power of 3. So that's multiplying, so it'll be negative x to the power of 9. And then y to the power of 3, so it'll be y to the power of 9. And you don't do anything on the bottom, so we have negative x to the power of 9. 9 minus 7 is 2, so it's going to be negative. Oh, actually, I can't even join those together. Oh, yeah, no, sorry, the negatives on the other side. Yeah. And then, sorry, question disappears on me. I can show you guys that in a second. Okay. Podiums! Woot woot! On fire as well. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. It's amazing. Belle is great. Yes, she came in second. Sassy Cassie. Nicely done, guys. Fantastic work. Okay. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to give you guys a little bit of break. There's a lot of math stuff going on. Okay. If you need to ask me some questions about that, we'll do that in a second. I'll look at that last one just again quickly because I didn't have time to go over that with you. And then, so I'm going to give you guys, what time are we at? We are at 9:23. I will give you a 10-minute break. So to 10:35, all right? See you guys in a bit. Okay, hopefully everyone is back in the room with us. Welcome. So that was just a little bit of fun. So I'm just going to bring up question number 11 and then just let me know if there was another question you wanted me to do. Just because I just came off too fast that I wasn't able to show that. So remember, knocking at the door, it wants to visit everybody. So it's going to be negative x to the power of 9 and y to the power of 9. And, oh, sorry, it doesn't go down there. And then this stays at the bottom like that. And then I combine these terms, so I still have the negative, because remember, this is this is technically this. Okay, so please remember that that negative is, there's a 1. There's always a 1 in front of variables if there's no number. So technically it is this. So it is not a negative x, it is a negative 1 that's multiplying to an x, which is a variable which we don't know what that is, okay? So don't confuse that. So then if I subtract those two, I get x to the power 2, and then these two together, and I get y to the power, and that's a 1, remember? Y to the power of 8, okay? All right. Did anyone have any other ones from that Kahoot that they wanted me to go over at all? I think I kind of was able to talk you through it as best as I could, so, okay. So we're going to start polynomials. So exciting. I love this stuff. So it's, yeah, it's sort of similar to what we're doing here. So these laws, there's a reason why we did this first before going to polynomials, because some of the rules that you're learned here, you're actually going to apply into polynomials. So, so we're going to take a little bit of notes here, guys, just to remind you, just for something so that I can remind you when you're referring, doing some work and studying and all that sort of thing. So title, you can call it Unit 5 Polynomials, and I know we just were at 1 and went to 5, but you don't have to go in order necessarily, so we're going to go from 1 to 5. So it's Unit 5 Polynomials. So on Moodle, you guys will click the Unit 5 button, or else you have to scroll all the way through to try to find that. So, okay, so polynomial. I'm actually going to try to type. It won't let me type. Type. It won't let me type. Okay. Polynomial. Okay. Is this expression with one or more terms. Okay. And so pretty much everything that you're going to be looking at is going to be some form of a polynomial. And there are a couple different types of them. So we have a monomial, and this means it has one term. So for example, that would just be something like that. So that's one term. And so it's just one chunk. And I'll show you when you see what the next couple are, then you'll say, oh, I can see why that's a. Then we have something called a binomial. And this has two terms. So an example, this would be 5x minus 2. So you can see kind of like a chunk and chunk. I know this unit is my favorite. I love this stuff. And then we have something called a trinomial. And you guessed it, it has 3 terms. All right. So this could be 5x squared minus 2y plus 1, something like that. So 3 sets of terms. Okay. Now, there's something called a degree of terms. And basically that is the highest exponent is the degree it goes to. So for example, hopefully you guys are with me good. So if I had example, if I had 5x squared, the minus the 2y plus 1, the degree is 2 because it goes to the highest one there. So part of one of the assignments that you guys have to do will be asking what the degree of the question is, and you look at the one that has the highest amount there. Okay, so you look at that exponent. If you had, I'll give you another example. Sorry, I have a notes that I wrote down that I want to do with you guys, so I'm just looking at those. If I had this one, the degree, that's 1 unit. It's not separated, so this one is, that's 1, that's 2, that's 3. This one is 1. So what degree would that be to? Oh, sorry, Caitlin, I don't know why it's blurry. It could be your feed, hun. Nice try. Remember, it's 1 whole unit, so what is that combination of degrees there? That would be all the way to 10. Yeah, so it's a little different. So you're going to look at when it's all jumbled together like that, it is a combination, all the numbers added together. When it's separated like this, it's all the ones that are involved here. And the only one involved there is a 2. And here, the ones involved are 10. So just kind of see if you guys can remember that. Excellent. I'll leave that up for a second, just in case we have some people that need to catch up on that. I think I'm just going to leave the degree stuff with that. I think that's, I think we're self-explanatory there. Okay, so reminder. This is a reminder. I'm going to get you to write this down. Which one of those is the variable? Which one of those is the variable? Excellent. So that's the variable. Which one of those is the exponent? What number is the exponent? Perfect. So number 3 is the exponent. Okay. Which one of those is the coefficient? So these are 3 terms that I've been using a lot with this unit. Which one of those is the coefficient? Okay, so I saw some people putting a couple numbers. This is the coefficient. What is this one? Does anyone remember? I know this gets taught back in, yeah, good. This is the constant. And so it means no matter what happens here, it will constantly always be subtracting 4. All right? So it doesn't care what's happening over there. It says, okay, you guys figure out your thing. When you figure out what the variable is, you do your work. I don't care. I'll just subtract 4 from you whenever that happens. So that's why I call it constant. It's constantly happening all the time. Okay? So I just want to make sure you guys know that stuff. I am not going to go over the substituting. I'm pretty sure you guys get how to substitute in. So that's, for example, oopsies, I'm still in that mode. X equals -2, and I give you x squared plus 3x. You guys all know to substitute in, and so on and so forth, and then just do the math. Okay, so I'm not going to spend too much time worrying about the substituting. You will have to be able to do that on some of the work. Okay, so this first section is working on adding and subtracting the polynomials, and this goes back to what I was showing you earlier, making sure you understand how the subtraction works. And when there is a subtraction sign or a negative sign, there is a 1 there. So that's going to come into play here. So I'm going to give you one that's not overly complicated, just to do a little warm-up. So 2x squared minus 3x, make sure you guys are writing this down, plus x squared y minus 5x squared plus 2x. Okay, so I'll give you guys a second there to write that down. Back up, do you want me to go to the back slide, Jeff? The next slide. Do you want me to show you this? Sorry, I gotta get used to looking there. Did you want me to look there? Jess, are you good? Okay, perfect. Okay. All right, so everyone should have this written down. So what we need to do is, all you have to remember is, remember when we were doing the previous unit, which we just did like 10 minutes ago, you have to have the same bases in order to combine the exponents and everything. Same thing here, you can't join things together unless they are like terms, okay? So what we're going to do, and you can do this on your paper, you can circle them with different things. If you have highlighters, you can do that just to get things straightened. You can put check marks once you've used them so you make sure you don't forget things, because sometimes there's a lot of them. And like even when I was doing the answer key, I'm like, did I use that already? I'm like, oh shoot, you know, so that kind of thing. So this one has an x squared and this one has an x squared, okay? Yes, so does this one, but it also is x squared y. So those I have to make sure they stay together. So if I have 2 and I subtract 5, 2 subtract 5, some of us in our head will go, if I have $2 and I take away 5, that means I'm short $3. So some of us can kind of talk about that in our head. But remember, change subtraction to addition, change the sign to the opposite, and now you can see they're on different teams. 3 wins, team negative wins by 3. So this is going to be negative 3x squared. So now I'm going to look to see if I have any combos. I have this combo and this combo. So negative 3 plus 2 is negative x. And then this guy here has nobody, poor little guy. So he just gets rewritten as is. There you go. Okay, so that's the premise for everything you're going to do. The only thing that I want to show you is that sometimes they have them in brackets. And for the most part, if there is no subtraction or negative sign involved, you're good to go and you can just combine, it doesn't matter. The only time that it becomes something is when it does have a negative sign in there. So write this one down. So I have 5x subtract 6 minus, and those are in brackets, 2x minus 13. Holy, they're being loud out there. Okay, so write that down. And if you feel that you're able to go ahead and you want to try it and see if you could do this, go for it. If you want to wait for me, that's fine as well. So what I want you to remember I said there's always a number 1 in front of like everything. So technically there is a number 1 here. Don't have to draw this if you don't want to. And technically there is a 1 here. Okay? So this means that 1 is multiplying by everything in here, and this means this negative 1 is multiplying by everything in here. So because positive 1 times everything stays the same, this doesn't change. And because I didn't do anything there, I can drop my brackets and I'm fine. But the key thing with this part is I have to acknowledge this negative 1 in front of this bracket. And now what that does is affect everything in those brackets afterwards. So this now becomes negative 1 times 2x is negative 2x. And negative 1 times negative 13 is positive 13. So that is the only time where those brackets will have something for you to do, unless there's like an exponent or something like that. And so now I join like terms. So I have my x's here and my numbers here. Sorry, I didn't do that one with that. Okay. So I have 5x minus 2x is 3x, and negative 3 plus 13 is positive 7, plus 7. Okay. So, are we okay with all of that? I'm not going to give you any more practice of that. That is just kind of how it is with all the questions. It's the same kind of format. Okay. So, that's the adding, subtracting. That's it. That's adding and subtracting. So now what we're going to look at is, this is going to be multiplying and dividing. So this is going to be multiplying and dividing of the polys. Okay, so this one is where the exponent laws do come into place. So let's do this question. 5x squared in brackets and negative 4xy to the power of 3 in brackets. you got to be careful. Sorry, I'm just going to go back to Alexa's question here. You have to be careful about dropping the brackets, because if you drop the brackets, you might forget to do this guy. You might forget to multiply the negative to that one. If you just drop the brackets and make it negative 2x, yeah, that makes that one right. But then what happens if this was a negative 2? If it was negative and it was negative 2x minus 13, if you drop those brackets, we might start getting some confusion. Would you know that's multiplying and that becomes a positive? So just be careful with the whole dropping thing. I'm not sure if I totally understand what you're saying, but just hopefully you understand what you're doing and you can go from there, okay? Not for this, it was for a different section. Then don't talk to me. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. All right, so this one, back to this question. I am not done writing. So 3x to the power of 3, y, and then y in brackets. So this is the exact same thing as what we've been working with. These are polynomials. These are all monomials, okay? And you just do the multiplying as normal. So you would go 5 times negative 4 times 3. Okay, so you would do those. And then you have x to the power of 2. You would add on x to the power of 1. And you would add on x to the power of 3. And then if I'm worrying about my y's, we have y to the power of 3. And you're adding on y to the power of 1. So it's the same stuff that we've been doing, okay? So we have negative 20 times 3, so negative 60, x, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? So that's multiplying polynomials. You guys have been actually doing that already, which is really good, okay? All right, and then the dividing one is exactly the same. You guys know the knocking at the door technique, you know, when it's division, like this, you subtract the exponents. You guys are all good at that, so we don't need to worry about that anymore. So here is what is going to happen for the rest of today. I'm going to show you the activities that you guys have to work on. I will be available through Blackboard if you need me for any help. So there is, actually let's go do this right now. You guys can watch me do this. I am logged out. Okay, I'm going to go down to Unit 5 and I am going to open up, oh, no, it changed it on me. Okay, sorry, it's going to be under Unit 2. For some reason, when I asked it to move it up, it didn't move the name of it. Sorry, it's in Unit 2. No, you know what? I'm going to have to figure this out. Where did it go? Okay, I'll figure it out. Don't worry, by the time I'll get it off screen here in a second. So what you're going to have to do, there's a learning guide, but it's also combining Section 2 with it, and I just went over Section 1 with you. So for this one, I only want you guys to do the first 3 pages that are literally supposed to be the first 3 pages. So if you look, this is page 1. I'll go over it in a second. Page 2, page 3, you know when to stop. As soon as it gets to this next section called Expanding Polynomials, stop there. So some of you guys, when you guys are opening these up, it's making it into 4 pages or whatever. If this was the 3 pages, it makes it into 4. So just remember you stop at the Expanding the Polynomials section. Okay? So what I want you to do for this one, this number 1, there's a whole bunch of different answers you can do for this. It's just trying to give examples, making sure you understand what a binomial is, a trinomial, all that kind of stuff. This one, when we write, sorry, this is one thing I didn't say, you always write stuff. Do you smell something burning? Sorry, one second. Oh, is it? Okay, thank you. Sorry, I could smell something. You always write in descending order. So notice that this guy is a 7. It has a degree of 7, and this is degree of 6. You want to make sure that it's the other way. You want to make sure that it goes in order 7, 6, 5. If there's no 5, you just go to 4 or whatever, right? Number 3, substitution. This one is just coming up with some different examples. This one you're adding, so combining like terms. And this one you're multiplying, which is pretty simple. And simplifying, multiplying, dividing, doing whatever. So just kind of a review of polynomials with combination of the exponent stuff that we've been doing with that, okay? And then this one is a little bit more same thing, put in order of their exponents, giving some more examples, substituting, putting like terms together, multiplying and dividing, okay? So you're going to do that. This is your practice. These two you do not actually have to hand in to me, so you can do every second question if you want and just make sure you're doing well. They have answer keys for you to double check, make sure that you're on the right track. If you're having problems, see if you can get some help with some of the apps and everything like that. So Belle, I just explained I have to go and fix something up on there, so I'll put it up. It might take me 3 or 4 minutes after I end the class to get that all done, okay? The one you do have to hand in is this one, and it is lesson 1. There is no answer key on this one, okay? So I want you to make sure that you are practicing where there is an answer key and seeing that you're understanding it, and then go to this one. So same stuff that you were doing, multiplying, dividing with exponents, polynomials, putting like terms together, all that kind of stuff, okay? So this is not going to be due till next Wednesday, I believe, is when I have this due for. It's going to be, when you guys go to the site, and once I show it for you guys, when you go there, it'll say what date it's due on the hand-in thing, so you guys can look there, okay? So I'm going to do that, let you guys go do that, but please remember, you guys have a quiz to do for me, okay? So you're going to have all day to do the quiz, and I will open that up for you as well. The quiz, where's my sheet of paper? There it is. Your quiz is, oh my gosh, stop. Happy horse is going to be your password for that one. Sorry, just double checking that that is correct. I believe that is correct. If it is not, I will let you know. So I think that's good, okay? So you have 2 worksheets. Number 1, do at your leisure, make sure you're understanding. Number 2, same kind of thing. You have answer keys, maybe pick some difficult questions too, make sure you're getting it. When you feel confident, then do this one, and you have to hand it in. But before you do any of that stuff, what I would suggest is get the quiz out of the way. It's 10 questions. I will put it up. I will get that all figured out for you guys, and it's Happy Horse. If it is not Happy Horse, I will shoot out a message to all of you guys with the new password, so you guys can find that in your little messaging system in Moodle. All right? So okay, thanks, Emily. I just read your message, so that works for me. Okay. So yeah, so with that, I think we are good to go. Any last questions or anything from anybody? Nope, there's no school on Friday, nothing. And you have your field trip Thursday, and you have painting today, or whatever you're doing, sorry, the art. You're doing something with art. Yeah, so that's it. All right, so I will just give me a few minutes, maybe take a 5-minute break or whatever, and then I will get everything all sorted out for you guys, and we'll go from there. All right, what is the latest to submit the quiz? I would do it as soon as possible. Yeah, I would like to have it done by 3 if possible, okay? So it gives you a good time. All right, bye everybody. Have a good one, and we will chat later.